I'm going to be talking about the different ways to check in inventory. There are 3 different ways to check in inventory. The first way is to check in as open inventory, which is through inventory, receiving, and receive stock without PO. The second way to check in inventory is to check in against a purchase order, which is through inventory, receiving, and receive purchase orders. And the third way of checking in inventory is to check in against a purchase order by supplier through inventory, receiving, and receive by supplier. All of these options will be explained in the training videos. If you have an entire order or single items on an order that are not on a purchase order in RICS, you will need to check those in as open inventory or stock, which will be through inventory, receiving, and receive stock without PO. Checking in an order against a purchase order means you must have already entered the purchase order into RICS. This will be done through inventory, receiving, and receive purchase orders. Or if you have multiple purchase orders for a supplier in RICS, you can go to inventory, receiving, and receive by supplier. We suggest you get used to running the purchase order system and then checking in against these purchase orders so you can determine what you have on order and what has already been received. This really doesn't come into play until the last few weeks when you are reordering. Please note, it can be very confusing trying to determine which boxes are from which supplier, so please have your staff keep deliveries together as they come in. Another issue you will face is with a supplier like Morris, where you buy several different other suppliers from. Their orders will be mixed with items from various suppliers, for example, Disguise and Fun World being in the same box. There are 3 different types of UPC labels you'll be dealing with. The first one is where the UPC label is printed on the merchandise. This UPC will scan with no problem. It is easy with no issues. You can just scan the label and then price with orange Halloween Express pricing stickers. These price stickers are on your advanced marketing order. We strongly recommend that you train your people to scan each item individually. It is very easy for them to mix product and price wrong if they are typing in quantities instead of scanning. Case in point, say you open a box and scan the first item. It is a black witch dress. You glance in the box and see 11 more black dresses, so instead of scanning, you just click the quantity and overwrite it to read 12 total checked in. Well, as you start to price these, you realize they are different sizes and different black witch dresses. So now you have caused yourself more work because you have just put in 2 products under one SKU, and this will need to be corrected in your inventory. This could be prevented by making it mandatory that they scan each item individually. The second type of UPC that you'll be dealing with is no UPC label or UPC number on the merchandise. This group of items is very hard to deal with and it takes time to look up each item. An example of this would be the shoes. There is a perfectly good barcode on the shoes, but the scanners can't pick it up because of bad printing. So we have coded all the shoes to print out a copy of their barcodes. Another example is on the Bump in the Night products from Morris. You were told by the supplier that these would have barcodes and you would have the barcode numbers, but some product was delivered with barcodes and some without. So you have them print labels just in case. These problems will vary from year to year, so always be prepared to print extra labels. And the third type of UPC that you'll be dealing with is the UPC label printed on the merchandise, but when you scan it, you get an error code reading UPC not found. These items have been coded in RICS to generate and print a barcode. The reason being is there is a barcode on the product, but several products share the exact barcode, so we code those to ignore the printed barcode and give us a new one. Most of these fall under Ruby's Costumes and Fun World accessories. An example would be Fun World Fairy Wings. There are several different colors and styles that all share the same UPC or barcode. It is very important that we know which ones you sell so we can reorder that one back into stock. Or if there is another style or color that does not sell as well, we can take that off the suggested order. In this business, it is crucial that we track by individual color, style, and size. Very important. Do not let anyone ever cross-reference or add these UPC numbers to your RICS file. This will enable your system to read these barcodes and cause you grief and a lot of extra work. For example, if you have two gloves, a black glove and a white glove, with the same barcode and you cross-reference those two gloves, then you will not know which color glove was sold. Therefore, when you run reports, your inventory for each color glove will be incorrect and you will not know what to reorder. So this gives you some suggestions when you're checking in inventory and the 3 different ways of checking in inventory. Now you can move on to viewing the 3 different training videos: checking in as an open order, checking in against a purchase order, and checking in against a purchase order by supplier.